Alan Lawrence. Encourage, equip, empower.
Welcome to yet another amazing episode with yours truly, Alan Lawrence. We've been telling you that we work tirelessly to ensure that we have an amazing content that at the end of the day you'll be able to learn one or two things so that it can be able to catapult you to your next dimension of life. Because I believe the secret of champions is always in their story. And if you're new to the channel, ensure subscribe and stay tuned. So today on my set, I'm joined by an amazing person who's going to share his story and share with us a few nuggets of wisdom. So without further ado, let him introduce himself.
Oh wow, it's a pleasure to be with you guys here. I hope what we are going to be sharing, that is my life testimony, is a true life testimony. It's going to be a blessing to you. So my name's Benson Mwangi.
Yes.
And I'm born again.
Yeah.
I was born again at a very early age.
Yes.
And I've known and served Christ all my life.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd say like my whole life, I've been in church.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's basically about me.
Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah, interesting. Thank you so much, Benson, for making time and so that you can share with us. So just for our viewers,
Okay.
like basically what really happened to where you are now.
To where I am now.
Yeah.
I'd start the story over way back from 2019.
Yes.
2019, something very tragic happened.
Yes.
And somehow I'm trying to like jump fast forward the story.
We have the time, no problem. Yes.
I'm trying to spare the details because
Okay,
they are a
okay.
bit sensitive.
Oh yeah, I understand.
They are
Yeah,
a bit
sure.
sensitive. But 2019, something happened and I was arrested. After being arrested, I faced a very rough time in there because judging by my story, what I've told you, I got born again at a very early age. Yeah?
So you grew up in church.
I grew up in church.
Yes.
So there's that thing with me and church. Actually, looking at my week's schedule with the church, I could miss church like 2 days in a week. So you can see the relationship like between me now and Christ and the church.
Yeah.
So in there, I had no time like to go to church, fellowship or anything. Even prayers was not allowed because I used to pray in the room very silently. I'm trying to again spare the details, but it was a very tough time for me. I was confined in a very, very, very isolated place. And well, let me say here I am. Maybe I'll leave you to ask the questions so that I can.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God. Yeah.
So when you say you were just like confined to a place whereby you cannot have that moment like freedom to worship and
sure.
what have you. So like if you don't mind, you can tell our viewers maybe where were you and.
Oh, I was in prison. I was arrested, and I was, what did I say? It was an error. There was a mistake. I was mistakenly like arrested, and I faced some serious charges.
Yes.
And so I was confined at one of our prisons in Kenya. Again, I'm trying to spare the details because to them that know me, they know that this story is a bit sensitive.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
some details that maybe I can give, but there are records that could show what I'm saying is true. So I was confined at one of our prisons in Kenya, and at a very isolated place again. So at that isolated place, we could not be allowed to go to church.
Like now, when you're going through all this period, did you have all the reasons to give up maybe on serving God?
Yeah, sure. There's a time because the pressure was too much. The people I was in there with were very hostile. And the charges I was facing were very serious. So I thought, looking at the years I've served God all through my life, thoughts would creep up, and I would say like, I won't even go small. I will go big.
Yeah.
If I have to backslide, I think I'll go to being a devil worshipper. Yeah, it got to that level because the pressure was too much and the disappointment. I mean, how could God not get me out of this? Why did God allow this? And at those particular times, especially when I was first arrested, these questions were unanswered because our court processes again in Kenya,
and we
our
understand
court
the way
processes
they
were
are.
slow, and I was denied bond severally. So it's like I had kissed my life goodbye.
Wow, I understand.
Yeah.
So, in that period, let's say, were you like, did you feel the love from the church, from people around you?
Yeah, sure. The love from the church kept me going. Actually, it is the only thing that kept me going. If the church would have given up on me, I would have straight away backslid. Yeah.
So they used to pay you
They
a
used to
visit
pay
and
me a
assure you that they're praying with you.
Yeah, they'd cater for everything.
Wow.
Actually, on my arrest, like some of them, on hearing, they chipped in some cash, got a good lawyer for me.
Wow.
Yeah, they kept me going in there. So I was, when I got to that point at I would backslide, I used to remember them and say, they are the last people I don't want to disappoint. Yeah.
So that kept you going
That
over
kept
and
me going.
over.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It was a hard time because it is somewhere that you get your faith tested, where it's a point of you have to trust God behind the closed doors. Yeah.
And we have this notion whereby the people, we know that whenever people are in cells, they like their faith is so much uplifted because there is no place you can run up to. And you now being with that background of Christianity, like in there, did you start something like fellowships with your fellow brothers, something of sort? Did you like?
Again, I would say I was the only one who was a believer in there.
Yeah.
You know, many of us are Christians.
Yes.
But it's a different thing being a believer. A believer is someone who is born again.
Yes.
Now, being a Christian is like you are born in a Christian family. People who believe in the Lord Jesus and go to church and stuff, you know, there are many religions. But now being a believer is having a personal encounter with Jesus.
With Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was the only believer. And inside there, people would only profess God.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
that is the difference. So
Wow,
I was the only one
interesting, yeah.
confessing God. Yeah.
Wow, I imagine I could not even imagine of that. So, you know, for that time, I believe it was a really a redefining moment for your relationships, for your friendship, because, you know, it is so easy for people to be like, you say, these are my friends, but real trouble actually introduces you to your friends. Now, after you serving all that period of yours, coming out, did you feel like some of your friends had neglected you? And
Yeah. When you get to prison, actually, not mentioning names again, but when you get to prison, there are some friends of yours who will straight away doubt you, no matter how much they know you. They will doubt you. They will like, this guy alienda mahali fulani. Hapana, huyu chorea. Tunaweza mfuata na kumbe alikuwa na deals za ukora. You know, and only those people. The Bible says in Proverbs 17:17 that a friend loves at all times.
Yes.
And a brother is born for adversity. So there are those guys who are around you who are not actual friends.
They are just your fans.
Yeah, they are just your fans. Yeah.
They are just loyal to what is in your hands.
Yeah,
and what you can
what
offer.
is in your, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
They're just loyal to what is in your hands. So when you get inside there, it is a time of, it's a redefining moment.
Yeah.
You get to know your true friends. You get to know who is family. You get to know, you know, all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you've come out, and I understand it was a miracle for you to come out.
Yeah, it was a miracle.
So you can just encourage someone maybe who is.
I don't know where I can start. I can say, I bless God for the men of God in our nation.
Yes, yes.
First of all, my spiritual cover.
Yeah.
I know there are some of us whom will be watching. They know me personally, so they know my spiritual cover.
Yes.
Let me not blow it for now.
Yeah, it's very important.
But
yeah.
I could also mention a few others like Papa Maurice Ono.
Yes.
Apostle Maurice Ono.
Yes.
He's a blessing to my life.
Wow.
He was a blessing all through my life because in there, having not going to church, the only church I could do was radio.
Oh yeah, because he has a radio program in most cases. Eh?
Yeah, sure. So it was radio. So I would tune into all his programs on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, and on Saturdays.
Yes.
Yeah, and my faith rose to another level.
Wow.
Every time I would think of giving up,
Yeah.
his word would stir my spirit up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I can attest to his ministry because inside there, there's a small hustle I used to do, and and I would get some small money.
Yeah.
And I used to type.
So you used to do business while
Not business.
Yeah.
There's something they call Cairo, Kazi ya Cairo. Kazi ya Cairo is like washing the verandas.
okay.
Washing the verandas, and then on meat days, because there are specific days for meat, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I would sell the small extra meat I would get. And,
Okay.
it was not like I didn't have money, but I would challenge God. My faith rose to the point that this is all I'm earning for now. Outside there, back then, I used to get a lot of money because I used to be in cars.
Okay.
I own my family's business has been into cars,
Okay.
whereby we buy and repair second cars.
Second-hand cars.
Second-hand cars. Sorry for that. And so you can imagine the cash flow I would handle in there. But now being in here, Maki, I'm an orphan. Yeah. So I would have like nobody to hold me up. Like if you're pressured or cornered or like you need finances seriously, you know, if you have a parent.
Just talking of that, like you were in the family of how many people? Like let's say when the family
was complete or
when the family is complete.
When the family was complete, we were around five siblings, and now
Okay, now you've just brought another dimension whereby now when you are inside there, like now, are you the first born?
No, I'm the third born.
Okay.
I'm the third born, but I'm the most responsible.
Okay.
I'm not bragging.
I understand.
I'm the most responsible.
Okay. So like now when you are there, were they like even continuing in the business and holding up to the standards you had set?
Now that's another thing because when it comes to our family business, I was the most interested in my dad's work now.
Okay.
So he like trained me of the work fully.
Okay.
And left everything to me.
So you are the one carrying the baton and everything.
Yeah. So when I got inside, the work died. So there was no cash flow. Again, my brothers and sisters are not well up like financially.
Okay.
Yeah. So the only people I could depend on was God to command the raven to bring me meat and bread every morning.
And the ravens must be responsible.
Enough. Yeah, you see. So that's the point now. I bring in the church, whereby I say if the church would have given up on me, because I have true friends, I have brothers. I call them brothers. They're my family. They held me up in a major way. Yeah. In prison, you have something they call the welfare account.
Okay.
Yeah, welfare account is whereby family and friends can give you something small, like cash. So it's kept there.
For you anytime.
Yeah, for bread. They offer bread, milk for those who have complications who cannot eat like the prison food itself, or some fruits for those who have health issues. So you can imagine, when I say I used to tithe, it was quite a sacrifice because I have no family. What? I have like a small hustle alone that is bringing me something small, and I sacrifice it every now and then. But God was very faithful.
Indeed. It was just a prophetic and an action of faith.
Yeah,
purely.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So like when you are in there, and you will just imagine you're just from these the cash flow, your financial elasticity was on point, everything running for you. Then boom, you are here. No finances, no nothing. Now you could imagine about your businesses. Did it get into you?
It would hit me. Before like now I got in prison and stuff, I would get stressed out very easily. And I could get hyperacidities and stuff due to complications of stress and stuff. But inside there, God was graceful. He gave me grace. He gave me peace. So I had no stress.
Okay,
Had
okay,
no stress.
interesting. But yeah, it is really well. Then, like now, after, because you've just told us it was actually a redefining moment when you came out. Now you incorporating back into the church and everybody around you now. I understand there are those people who left you. Now the general knowledge about the church. You've come back. Here you are. We know this guy's been in prison. Can you be able to tell people that, you know what, I'm from prison, but I still serve God and still believe in? Or did you face some
Yeah, no,
difficulty?
not really, because the best thing about me and the church is like we began way back. So it's a family. It's a family bond. They know me inside out. Actually, whatever they could bring me, or whatever they could be asked, they know me inside out.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was easy
for you to be incorporated back.
integrated back. Yeah, and I don't think the church had any issue. In fact, it was a celebration.
Oh,
As I came out, I expected like I would get only one of my friends who is very close. He's like a brother, dear brother. He's our youth chairman. But it was a celebration. It was a crowd. It was a multitude of people.
Triumphant
who had
entry.
come. Yeah, it was a triumphant entry.
oh wow,
Yeah,
interesting.
sure. Yeah,
So,
sure.
but by then, were you like married or something?
Yeah, I was married. I was married, but you underline the words I was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, meaning I'm not anymore.
What really happened? You
Um,
might be encouraging someone.
When I got inside there, now the confusion and everything. Apparently, my spiritual cover, the best thing about my spiritual cover, has taught us prayers. When the tough gets tough, when the tough gets rough, yeah, you sink yourself in prayers more.
Repeat that.
Yeah.
When
when the going gets tough,
Uh-huh.
you sink yourself more in prayers. So it was only by that I could get the strength to go on, that I could connect to God, that I believed, despite, actually I had 27 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 27 charges.
Huh?
It was that serious, yeah, 1 month. So it was quite a burden. And when I was arrested, my wife apparently, who was surrounded by a wrong energy, misadvised her, tumie jina ya Kiswahili wale uchocha zaidi. So hakutaka kusikia anything.
was a child in the picture?
Yeah, but not my biological.
Okay.
I had married her with a child.
Okay.
So when I got inside there, she gave up on me. She didn't want to hear anything about me.
Oh no.
She didn't want any explanations. So it was like that. So with every attempt I could maybe engage her, she would say, I'm threatening her.
And was she visiting you like less than?
No, she never visited me even a day. Yeah, she never visited me even a day, apparently. So, in fact, inside there, the first year, she served me divorce papers.
You are just inside then.
Inside there, yeah, after some few months, trying to engage her, please come. At least I tried to explain a few things here and there. And boom, all of a sudden,
Divorce papers are here.
Yeah.
What came to your mind?
Prayers. I'll tell you the truth for a fact. I had come from fasting. I was believing God for my marriage. Like it was, I think, was it a 3-day fasting? And yeah, all of a sudden, one Saturday I hear there's some papers for me at the documentation office. When I got there, divorce papers. So upon receiving them, I was very confused. I got back at my block, tried to write her a few letters. I scripted like, I got like 11 full scaps. Yeah, the things were running in my mind.
And
all of them would not make any sense. So I resorted to, again, getting into prayers deeper and deeper. I did like, I think 5 days. Amazingly, God gave me like peace. And I was like, okay, let me, whatever it is, I'll sort it out
later.
As I come out. Because we were advancing for bond then.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was due any month. It was due any day that month that she served me the divorce papers. So we, after thinking with my friends, we resorted that we should avoid any unnecessary pressure and only focus on one thing.
Well, yeah, because having a lot of things, you can't really concentrate.
Yeah, you
and
can't
deliver.
really concentrate. Yeah, so we just concentrate on our bond and on my case to avoid any further damages. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so like at that point, even if you went into fasting and praying, did you like now, because you've just told us that you tried to engage your friend, at some point did you like feel like you should do everything humanly possible to ensure that your marriage is the light of the day? Like, you engage, let's say, your spiritual cover.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I must say I tried everything all round,
Yeah.
but she was a hard nut to crack. So again, I resorted to seeking God, as in, what are you saying? See, the Bible says God hates divorce.
Yeah, but he does not hate the divorcee.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
So I sought God, and he answered some few questions, and I think that gave me peace.
But
I'm okay.
do you know the way Christians will judge us? Because this one is a man of God serving and is a divorcee.
Yeah.
These are divorced the wife,
Yeah.
you know, all those kind of things. Were you like, let's say, labeled like you have plague or something?
Okay, such thoughts would cross you, but again, what would I say now? But again, I think that was a less concern for me.
Or God
Yeah.
just sorted it out?
God
for
just
you?
sorted it out. What was major was my freedom.
You know why I'm asking this? Because I've gotten to a point sometimes I be denied opportunities
Yeah.
simply because I've not declared about my marriage publicly, or because others assume I'm not married, others assume I'm married.
Yeah, sure.
So you can't even speak at some places there, like, and I'm mentored
You're
by
not
some
qualified enough.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they think this person, and I'm also mentored by somebody who is a divorcee. So he always tells me that at times he gets to places they're like, what can this person tell us?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yes. So, you know, and this is also just an awakening call to us Christians. By the time somebody is making a decision or somebody is in a state, let's not be harsh on them. We don't know the options this person had in the very first place. Because it reaches to a point whereby you have to choose your own peace vis-a-vis anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people, we just have to calculate and like accept each other
Yeah,
for
sure.
who they are.
Yeah, sure.
So now you are out. Okay, you are telling us something.
I'm saying, you see, at the end of the day, we are all humans.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing, and there is man's will, there is God's will.
Will, yeah.
Yeah, so in marriage, you might marry someone not knowing she's not for your destiny. She's not your destiny mate.
Powerful.
So God also has his ways, because God is also jealous with his people. If he has a divine destiny for you, there's a way he will get you separated with you. Because these are some of the things now, going deeper, of the things God would later revealed to me. Yeah, like it's either you abort your destiny, or it's either you live your destiny. It was that deep, because I tried to beg God for her. I would imagine like all this was demonic, you know, I would spiritualize it and stuff. It's the devil trying to get away with my home and stuff. And I sought God seriously until God revealed some very deep stuff. Some very deep stuff. Not about her, not that she's any demonic or anything, but now about my life. And I got to understand, okay, this is my path. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So what advice do you have for my young generation who are looking at marriage and something?
Marriage is a good thing. If only the two of you are willing to make it work. It takes two to tangle. And you have to put God at the center of it.
Yeah.
You have to like really put God at the center of it. I'm out now. I don't know whether it's too soon to say this, but I'm seeing someone. Yeah?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, and this someone I'm seeing, God literally spoke to me. And God literally spoke to her.
Also, it's like God, before God speaks to Joseph, he has to confirm with Mary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
There is no
it's
confusion.
like the olden times. You see, like our parents would say, nangoja Mungu aongee. So when I say after getting out and realizing all these things, mark you, I only found out that my wife is married when I was coming out. After 3 years, 17 days. She got married 2019. Immediately, like the same year I was arrested, she got married. The same year I was arrested, she got pregnant for another man, and she gave birth the following year, that is 2020. I was arrested in 2019. So I only found out 2020, 2022, sorry, that she's married and she has a child.
Did you feel betrayed?
Yeah, I didn't sleep for 3 days, Bana.
Huh?
You know, the
didn't
worst
eat?
feeling a man could be having is like imagining your wife being touched with another person.
Yeah, sure. Because even I was reading somewhere and somebody was saying, if they try to compare death and divorce, divorce is more painful than the death, because you are sure that this person is somewhere. But death, you know that this person has gone and you'll never see them.
Sure.
So what are your parting shots and just a word of encouragement to somebody out there in any situation maybe? And where can guys also find you? Because you have a touching story, man.
Oh yeah. You could always, okay, for now I'm laying low. I have some
Nacheza
new,
chini.
Yeah, nacheza chini mbaya sana. But niko na some new socials. Probably in due time kuna vile I want to launch them, because I came to discover that God has called me for ministry as a minister. So I had to rebrand like myself, after redefining myself. So I would be letting you know where you can find me via him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. My parting shots would be: prayer does not change things alone. Prayer changes everything. So I held on to prayers, and here am I. Here is the testimony.
Guys, you've heard, prayer does not change. Prayer does not change what?
Things alone.
Prayer does not change things alone, but prayer changes everything. So do not give up in prayer. Keep praying. Mi usema hakuna dustbin ya maombi. So tuendelee tu kuomba na Mwenyezi Mungu will be there for us. Whatever God cannot do, believe me, it's not in the Bible. So, and whatever God cannot do, he has not spoken about it. So you just have to keep holding on there. Do not seek the light at the end of the tunnel. Be the light in the tunnel. I'm out. I've been yours truly.